Hello and welcome to Lesson 10, RACE, the composition strategy. The desired result of today's lesson is to help you get over that dreaded writer's block. I'm just kidding. You're going to develop strategies that will assist you in responding to open-ended questions. So what is an open-ended question? Simply, it's a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no answer. Consider if you were overhearing a conversation and someone asks the question, "What happened to your eye?" You see the guy has a bandage on his eye. And he answers, "Yes." It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In this example, an open-ended question was asked, and you need more than just a yes or no answer. You see how silly it is when you give a yes or no answer to something that requires much more than that. We're going to answer questions that require more than just a yes or no answer by using something called the RACE strategy, R-A-C-E. The R stands for restate the question as part of the answer, answer all parts of the question, cite evidence to support your answer, and finally explain how or why the evidence that you selected supports your answer. Let's read a short passage to practice this skill. John dribbled the basketball down the court as fast as he could. His team was losing by 3 points. He knew he would miss if he tried a three-point shot, so he decided to go for a layup. He missed anyway. "Why didn't you pass the ball?" John's coach shouted. "Come on, John," his dad yelled from the stands. "You can't miss easy shots like that." John's face burned red with embarrassment. He asked his coach to bench him for the rest of the year. He just couldn't take the pressure anymore. His dad expected way too much of him. We can ask an open-ended question in response to this passage. How does John feel about playing basketball? We can't just say yes or no here. We have to construct a response. Remembering the RACE RACE strategy, we need to first restate the question as part of the answer. John feels blank about playing basketball. We've acknowledged the question, but we haven't answered it yet. A, answer the question. Well, how does he feel? He feels terrible about it. Now we need to cite some evidence to support that answer. We could have said he felt any sort of way. The challenge is supporting the answer. Here, I'm pulling out two pieces of evidence. The fact that John's coach and dad say critical things that make him feel embarrassed and pressured, and the fact that he asked to be taken out of the game. How does that evidence support my answer? Well, when someone feels embarrassed and pressured, they probably won't want to do it anymore, so they feel terrible about it. Now, this is all well and good, but we need to organize this information into the form of a paragraph. Let's remind ourselves of the answers and all of the elements of this answer that we need, and let's put it all together. Notice there's a couple of phrases that I added here that are going to make all of our little response snippets a cohesive, coherent, fully developed paragraph. John feels terrible about playing basketball. In the story, see how I added that? I can't just throw some evidence at you without setting it up. In the story, John's coach and dad say critical things that make John feel embarrassed and pressured. John asks to be taken out of the game. This evidence supports my answer that John feels terrible about playing basketball because, so now here comes my explanation. Because when someone feels embarrassed and pressured, they probably won't want to do it anymore, so they feel terrible about it. Here we have acknowledged the fact that I'm citing evidence, and we've explained how or why that evidence is supporting my answer. Essentially, a fully developed answer in response to an open-ended question could be just 3 sentences long. Here is a portion of one of the writing guides that I've provided for you in the resources folder on the course page. This is just another way to organize your thoughts and ideas. This is a series of sentence starters that are going to show you where to put each piece of information. Sentence 1 answers the question in one clear short statement, and it includes the question as part of the answer. For example, what color is the sky? The sky is blank. Sentence 2, this is where you're going to give me some evidence to support your answer. You simply insert a quote from the passage here. And then sentence 3, you need to frame it. The reason this evidence supports my answer is because it shows that, and then you'll insert your explanation. If you have more than one piece of evidence to support your answer, and I highly recommend that you do, you can repeat steps 2 and 3. Where sentence 4, another example of evidence that supports my answer is, and you'll put your second quote in there, and then sentence 5, the reason that this evidence supports my answer is because it shows that, and then you'll insert your explanation. And whenever you're giving more than one piece of evidence to support an answer, you should probably wrap it up in some sort of a conclusion sentence for your paragraph. In this case, sentences 6, maybe even 7, for all of these reasons, and then you'll restate your topic sentence in a new way and repeat your main points. Let's revisit our desired result. Did you develop strategies to assist in responding to open-ended questions? You'll let me know by answering the questions below this video. Take your time and give this assessment your best effort.